Hey everybody, Ken Plume here with another edition of Force 5. This is the show where I have a very special guest on, and we have a wonderful discussion about their Star Wars collection, the collectibles they have in it, and whatever else may come up in our discussion. And my very special guest right now is I'm gonna call you Rob. just because it's, but the Toxic Collector is what you're known on social media and the Instagram account that I hope everyone follows, because there's a lot of amazing stuff and work that you've done that is featured on there. So, Rob, thank you for coming on the show.
Of course, man. It's a pleasure. I remember seeing you, was it a couple years back with Fred Figures, and that was like a huge moment for me because you said my name, and I was just. So here we are years later. So it's a
Everyone
pleasure, man.
praises your work.
Oh, jeez. I'm humble.
Well, we'll see. Well, everyone will see that humility is something you choose to put forward, because the work you do is really incredible. But let's go a little bit back, and we'll talk about sort of your entry into collecting just in general. Do you remember the first? It doesn't have to be a toy, just sort of the first collection that you had as a kid, something you focused on.
We were just talking about this yesterday because we went and saw the He-Man movie. I was 2 years old, and I don't know if they got them in a garage sale or whatnot, but I had this big ass collection of He-Man toys, and that was kind of the end of my He-Man journey. Like, I never really went anywhere with it after that. So but that was my first foray into collecting. So I'm 2 years old with this huge He-Man collection, and then I went to the Ninja Turtles and went to Marvel Legends after that, and then I chased girls for a few years, and then I realized toys were better, and went back to collecting, toys. And
do you remember what He-Man figure you really focused on?
I was too young, man. I was too young, but I have a picture of me. I'm like a baby, and they're just
but no sense memory that exists of like, boy, I really focused on that Ram Man.
No, I was more in the Turtles. The Turtles was like my first.
So Turtles was when you were old enough to really understand
what I was doing. Yes, yeah, I loved my Turtles, man. We'd go every weekend. We'd go to the store, and I'm a farm boy, so I grew up like on a farm up in northern Michigan. Now I'm in Detroit, so I'm like I'm down in the city, but it was like a big deal. We'd go into town, and I'd get an action figure.
So making that pilgrimage.
Pretty much, dude. Yeah.
Do you remember what the first one was that you got?
No. I don't remember what I ate 20 minutes ago.
Does any of that collection survive to this day?
No,
any of the Ninja Turtles?
I've always been one to dump stuff. My Power of the Force collection, years and years worth of I sold it for like a bag of weed or something, I was a young kid,
Priorities change.
Right. Now I regret it, but yeah, I don't have a lot from my youth. I'm starting to go and like buy things that I've wanted, like, the old McFarlane, the Max figure. Never had that as a kid, always wanted it. So I'm like, slowly picking up things, but I'm not necessarily a vintage collector.
If there's any of those Turtles toys from your youth that you could have back, the one that you had, is there anyone that really sticks out in your mind as, boy, I'd really like to have just that one from an emotional attachment? I'd like to have that one back.
No, no, man. I am drowning in Turtles right now with all the NECA stuff and Super 7. I don't need any more.
It really is an oppressive golden age of Ninja Turtle stuff coming out.
Yeah. It's bad when, there's the rumors of NECA losing the license, and I'm like, that wouldn't be so bad. Just because I spent so much damn money and I'm so in that if they stopped, I don't think I would mind. The collection's pretty complete.
You and Veeb.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I'll sit there and I'll watch his interviews for hours. Just him talking to Trevor from NECA. And they just talk about nothing. And I just sit there and I'll just watch and watch.
I mean, that's someone for him and you both. They probably just need to put a cap for at least a little moratorium, just a little bit, a little break, a little breather on your Ninja Turtle stuff.
I'm ready. It's they're easy to find now. It's not like how they used to be when I would go to like 15 Targets in a day looking for them. I don't miss that either. So I'm ready to put it all behind me.
Yeah, but that availability is sort of balanced out by the much higher price.
Yeah, that
for
and
the
there's like
NECA
12
stuff.
of us that still collect toys, you know, like, the COVID era is over.
Yeah, so the cost, there's one line that I probably would have gotten that they put
Yep,
out, but I'm like, I can't
I get it.
I can't even dip my toe in it was it the 2012
Oh, those are
animated
cool,
turtle line,
man. Yeah.
and I'm like, they look good, they're what
Yeah.
I would have wanted at the time from that, they're a great solid representation. But then you start adding up the price of
Oh,
like,
and they
once
never
again, you have to
stop.
get the four turtles, and then you
They
got to
never
get, of
stop,
course, you got
man.
to get a shredder, then you got to get,
Yeah.
yeah,
They know what
no,
they're
it's,
doing, man. Then they'll start doing the deep cuts, and uh, you
it's like
want them
maybe I'll
all.
be happy with my Playmates
I hear you.
turtles from that era. Like
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
the second wave, the redone versions when they were much closer to the actual animated versions of them, then I'll stick with that. I think
yeah.
I'm good enough for now. And if
I
they
get
ever
it.
wind up at a Ross, then yeah, I'm all in.
Which they might,
Those I don't
you
think
know,
will.
we have one of those bin stores. It's on the corner. You know, it's like 3 blocks down, and I'll pop in, and from time to time they'll get some NECA stuff, and they had the 2012 turtles for like $15, and
Oh, well, so now you're just hurting me. You didn't
yeah,
have to bring it up. You didn't have to mention it.
I bought them.
And then you're going to say, and they're long gone.
No, man, they're still here. You know, they come with two heads, so I'm like, well, you know, for $15, I got to figure to put the second head on. You know, and
Well, we might have to talk later.
yeah,
Now, as far as, so the one thing that we are going to focus on a little bit, do you remember when Star Wars sort of entered into the picture?
oh,
Because you talked about
dude,
your evolution of He-Man into
yeah,
Turtles and we're talking probably Toy Biz, Marvel Legends at the start, right?
oh yeah.
Or do you,
I was all in,
so,
man. I had everything. It was awesome. That was awesome. Girls wanted nothing to do with me, man. I was the weird kid. I just had a wall full of action figures. But Star Wars, man, Star Wars is special. That's why it's my thing. My dad's my hero. Poor old man died about 10 years ago. But he got me way into Star Wars. You know, I remember as a baby him telling me this story, which I'm sure a lot of us remember that are, you know, just missed the cusp of seeing it in theaters. And I remember him telling me about the original Star Destroyer just coming over that camera in the beginning, and it just blew his mind. And I remember him showing me as a baby, and I've always been like a puppet guy, you know, puppet creatures and stuff like that. And Return of the Jedi just blew my mind. And all the aliens, the creatures, and still to this day, man. I mean, that's my personality. I feel like I belong in Jabba's palace. Uh,
I'm sensing
uh,
a through line here.
yeah, but that's where it started, man. And like, it just I remember getting like board games at garage sales and those like shitty like VHS board games. I would just watch the VHS. I wouldn't even play that. I didn't want to play the games with. I would just watch the movies, you know, like. And that's why I think it's crazy where people are so toxic. Pardon my word, toxic. You know, when it comes to like the fandom and stuff, like. Do you remember that era between the original trilogy and the prequel? Like I said, I would watch VHS tapes of board games, and I thought it was fucking awesome.
Oh,
You know, and
you're much younger than I am. I remember the desert of no Star Wars stuff
okay,
after
okay,
Return of the Jedi and
yeah,
the
yeah,
Ewoks movies and the animated series went away, and there was just nothing until
nothing.
those Thrawn novels came out.
Okay,
There was nothing. There was no access to things. There, you had a home video market, the occasional TV showing, but merchandise, no merchandise.
nothing,
There was
nothing.
nothing until those Bendums arrived. There was nothing. There wasn't even coloring books. There was absolutely nothing.
Now
So to have
imagine,
existed in that,
imagine hearing back then during those times that hey, we're making a movie where there's a Mandalorian. He's going to the huts, and the huts are fighting. You got Jabba the Hutt's baby, and all this stuff. You know, you got a man, and there's creatures, and going. That sounds stupid. You know, like
but even then, there would have been people going, "Well, I hope there aren't Ewoks in it."
that's true. That's
So
true. That's
you know
true.
what? There's always going to be, again, to use the word, a toxic element there that is just not going to find any joy in anything.
Tales old as
And
time, man.
and you would hope that certainly I'm not going to say that I didn't go through periods of time where I found the prequels challenging at the time when they came out, but I've since relaxed completely and hopefully people find a way to mature in their lives
Yeah,
and
yeah,
relax and understand. And also, there's always the opportunity to just leave it behind. Like
yeah.
if it's not scratching that itch for you, you always can just move on to something else that
Go do
does
something else.
interest, excite, whatever. No one is entitled
Yeah,
to the entertainment
yeah,
being exactly what they want it to be. When it happens that it is a beautiful thing, and you should celebrate and enjoy the synchronicity that unexpectedly came to you at that point. But if it doesn't, it's fine, and it's
yeah.
okay to
It's
just
okay.
move on or wait
Yeah,
until something else does hit the thing that you want it to be. So people just need to chill out and relax and maybe
I
focus
agree.
on things that are important.
That's right. That's right.
So do you remember, so Star Wars toy wise now,
Yeah.
since, you're of a generation a little bit younger than mine. So, uh, did the original Kenner ones ever enter the
Yeah.
picture secondhand with you?
Not the vintage ones, but like the Power of the Force stuff, like the Jack Big Luke,
So we're talking mid
like,
90s, mid to
yeah.
late 90s was
Yep.
your era of introduction.
Yeah. I remember getting all those, thinking they're awesome. And I mean they are awesome, but just the creatures like the Ronto and the Dewback and everything like that. And I had to have all that stuff. I had to always put a scene together.
So what was your favorite creature?
I just going back is probably the Ronto, man. Like that Ronto figure that came with the Jawa and the little string it goes
With
on his back.
its flip off action of
Yeah,
flipping the Java off?
yeah. That thing was awesome.
Now, because one of the things that we'll talk about is how beautiful your customizations are, and have you ever gone back to a vintage Power of the Force 2 Ronto and done a repaint on that?
I have not a repaint, but I have a Black Series Ronto. It was one of the first things I did. So at this point, it's old. I've been doing this painting thing for 6 years now, and yeah, that's from when I first started. So I just have this giant Ronto in my collection downstairs.
But you haven't done the Power of the Force 2 one. You haven't seen what you could do with
No,
with
I
the
haven't repainted any old
and
figures.
I say vintage, but you could probably pick that up for $5. You
Probably,
could still get a
yeah.
Ronto.
I'm straight.
Well,
I just do 6 inch. I don't really have any of that vintage scale stuff. It just wouldn't fit in the collection.
baby Ronto.
Baby
Baby
Ronto.
Ronto. That's
You
all
can
I'm
never have
saying.
enough
Baby
babies, dude.
Ronto.
Yeah,
Creatures, you can always scale them. You can always say, Baby Ronto.
Baby Ronto. Sorry, man. I don't have this phone very, very secured here.
So and then so you talk about that period. How big was your collection? How big did that Power of the Force 2 collection get?
Oh, dude, I had everything. I had everything. Like growing up, we were a poor family, but my dad always had money to get me a toy. Like I always had toys, and I had it all the ships and everything like that. No, I would never get like the super deluxe, like huge, huge stuff. But when it came to the creatures, I mean, they were affordable back then. Even like the big stuff, you could go to KB Toys, and I'd always have a sale or something. Um, but I had it all. I had all that stuff.
You had your Java.
Oh, of course I had Java. I had all the creatures, all the denizens there from Java's Palace. I had it all, and that's where like Max Rebo, man, he was always my favorite. He was always my favorite, even back before it was cool to like Max Rebo. Like he was my dude, man. I remember just being a little kid. Representation matters. That was me. I was just a big fat blue elephant boy.
And yet we still haven't seen him in the Black Series scale of figures yet.
I have hope. I think. I mean, I don't need one, but I have a feeling that it's coming. They're doing such deep cuts, and they know everybody loves Max.
How much of a priority was it when you started when because the 3D modeling scene and being
Yeah.
able to print out and paint those when a Max was available to be able to do?
Oh,
How
dude, it was one
quickly
of the
did you jump on
first
that?
things I did. There's a guy. He's still making stuff. Red Flare Media, and that's kind of how I like fell into this. Was I saw that model on Etsy, and I didn't have a printer. I didn't know anybody. I just bought it, and I painted it, and it looks like shit, but I have it. It's still down in my basement. And that was the first Max Rebo I did.
How often do you, when you do stuff like, do you revisit any pieces that you've done and like, oh, my skills have
Yeah,
changed a lot since I did that. I'd like to
yeah.
tackle it again.
Sometimes, like basically, if a better sculpt comes out, then yes, like um, this guy named Monochrome Sale. He's on CG Trader. He did a Max Rebo, and that was like the best Rebo for years. And then he just did another one. He just redid his model, and it's like 100 times better. And that's what I use now. So I was like, well, this looks better, so I'm going to repaint it. But I never go back and redo things that I've already done. Um, I guess I'm just never. I never have nothing on my plate enough to go and do that. Like between commissions and new things, there'll always be another version that comes out. But
Right.
yeah, like we got the
And
new.
because you
That's the
talk about
new.
still having that Max
Oh
that
yeah,
you
no, so
did.
this is the new one. This is the newest one that's out there. I love this guy. That's
And
your
that's
Return of the Jedi Max. But yeah, I have the old one, not the one before this. I think I sold that to someone. But I have the very first one that I did still down in the basement.
so is that just because you haven't moved it along, or there is some sentimental attachment to that?
Kinda. I had it in my Book of Boba Fett collection for a while, saying, "Hey, look, there's Max from Book of Boba Fett." But then that same guy released a Book of Boba Fett version, so now he's kind of
So
just
really, it sounds like he's undermining your emotional attachments to these
yeah.
things by going,
That's why,
no, no,
man.
no, look, this is better.
Oh no, I have a shelf of like customs that have been replaced, and it's like the Island of Misfit toys, man. A lot of them look so bad, but they're chilling on a shelf down in the basement, like
Do you remember
bottom
what
shelf.
so your introduction into customizing, what your the first inkling to start doing that was?
So I had gone through a really crappy breakup, and I just needed something to occupy my mind. So I'm just browsing Etsy, and I've always been a creative guy. Like I used to collect Funko Pops, and like I would customize those a little bit, just for fun. But I had fun doing it. They looked terrible, but it was fun. And then I just saw these models on Etsy, and I'm like, let's see what we can do, and that's when like COVID was happening, so everyone was ramped up on collecting and everything like that, and I wanted more. I wanted characters I knew they would never make, and I just jumped in and just started playing around, and here we are.
So prior to that, I mean,
Yeah,
you talk about sort of the, an artistic bent prior to
yeah.
that. Where did that sort of exhibit itself? Was
I
it always just a hobby of doing art
Yeah,
stuff, or?
I would draw. I would do like terrible drawings. I like to draw and sketch and stuff like that. I tried to make it as a rock star after high school, so I was always like a musician guy, and I'd always do the band flyers and all the designing and stuff like that. So that was always fun. I've always been creative, but I never really locked in until I started doing this, and this has just become my passion now. And
And when it's sort of, because it's one thing to start doing it just for yourself
mhm.
and appreciating and just enjoying it as a hobby or as a collecting thing. At what point because obviously you have an Instagram account that everyone should go check out and see the work that you've done, so I'm assuming that you started sharing it on that and people started going, oh, that's really nice, how can I
Yeah,
get one?
yeah. I would just gradually post things. If you can scroll back to the beginning of my account, it's way different. I was just like displaying figures and stuff like that, like new toys that I would buy. But then you can see where I start painting, and you can really see the journey. But I would get people that would ask like, "Can I buy this? Can I buy this?" And I just thought my stuff was junk, so I was just like, "No, you don't want this. Like, there's no way you want this." So I was just too timid, and then one day I just said, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it. And I
What was
took
the
a
first piece you
commission.
sold?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't
Is that
know.
do you feel it's someone who came back to you to buy things again in the future?
Yes, I do have a guy. His name's Zach. I'm sure he'll watch this. That dude has been day one. Like he has been buying absolute junk from me when I first started, and to this day, he has an order, just a nonstop order. I gave him the best discounts because he was the first guy to really believe in me, and it's crazy. Years later, I think he's been buying from me for like 4 years now.
I mean, that's and certainly people see the stuff that you do and know that you've made, people that are professionals in the industry
Yeah.
are talking about your work and
Oh,
appreciating your
dude.
work.
Dude, this last
So
month has just blown my mind.
one of your pieces that, and shout out to Tristan Miller, the glowing ghost, who was a guest on Force 5. People should go check that out.
Best.
And his amazing sculpt that you commissioned from him of a young baby Rada
Yeah.
made its way to the red carpet to the premiere of the movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. He's on Star Wars Explained set. Carly King wanted one. It's just like I feel like if you got a YouTube show, you have to have one of these damn baby huts in your collection. It's nuts. Everyone was just ordering one of these things.
it's
But
still sitting on Alex and Molly at Star
yeah,
Wars Explained on their set.
yeah, they
It's
were so
visible in their
nice.
videos.
They were so nice. They reached out, and I had heard of them, but I didn't know how giant their show was. And then when I started telling people, they were flipping out. And I'm like, I charged these people. Like I charged them as if they weren't super famous, and they didn't care. I mean, they were awesome. They were so nice. And then I started watching their show and subscribed, and I'm like, this is great. This is great.
And it went everywhere. That little
Yeah,
baby Rada went
yeah. I
everywhere.
think he's behind me over here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This is my little baby there.
I mean, it is a thing of beauty.
Oh, thank you.
And so shout out to your work and to Glowing Ghost's work
Glowing
on that
ghost, man.
sculpt. So also
I
just to feel, because that's sort of a relationship that you've developed over
Yeah,
over this time of working together to realize these things, and also Frederick and Landspeeder Luke and
it's wild.
this wonderful community that's
It's
grown up
wild,
around
man.
these things.
Yeah,
So how does that feel to go? Gosh, I'd really like
yeah,
a little baby Rada. Oh, I know someone I can talk to.
yeah. I don't get it, man, because like Tristan, he's hard to get a hold of. He's a busy guy. I mean, the dude's making real toys now, and he's always got time for me. I think because we're always on the same page. He's a creature guy too. Um, so I don't ever get any pushback. He's just like, let's do it. Let's do it. And the next day, there it is in my inbox. The guy works so fast. He's so good. Um, so it's awesome. It's a special feeling, man. If there's something I really want, he's there.
So for
And
a piece like that, I mean, the movie hadn't come out yet.
mhm.
As far as the reference,
Yeah,
you see it on a behind the scenes video
yep,
of Favreau just showing off this fun little thing that he went and painted.
yep,
And that's the only real reference that you
yeah.
have
He
for
figured
what
out the
that
rest.
is
You
supposed to
know,
look. So,
I
but for
sent him a
you
bunch of
also, just
YouTube
from a
videos,
paint
dude.
approach,
Yeah.
like for you tackling what the color palette's going to be, what was your research like for figuring that out?
So the one thing about me is I'm not classically trained. I just do it. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm
You and
doing.
Paul McCartney are.
Yeah. I mean, I was self taught with music too. And um, I don't know. I just go in my paint closet behind me, and I'm like, hey, this looks close, and that's what I do. Where I have friends that are like color matching, and it's like, dude, I don't have time for this shit. Like I just want to make a cool looking toy. So
He
I
just
just go
it
into
just felt like he looked right.
yeah, and that's what I do. I'll have a lot of people say stuff in my posts like his lightsaber is supposed to be this color or this is supposed to be. I don't care. I don't care, man. I just want to make fun toys. That's never going to be 100% accurate.
And that's what also the next version is for. Then you can
That's right.
tweak it in the
Yeah.
next version.
I always tell my clients that you're always getting a better version than what I have for myself because each one I do is better than the last. And it's true. There's a lot of times where I'll send something out. I'm like, I wish could just swap this with what I have in mind, but that's not how I work, man. I make what I make for who I make it. And
Now, do you also, so obviously you initially make something because you want it in your
yeah,
collection and you're excited about it.
yeah.
Do you always keep those or do you move those pieces along? Are there any that you've done that you don't have any version of?
I had a client, I'd say about six months ago, ask me in my DMs. She goes, "Would you ever consider selling things you already made?" And I had to think about it, and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And he bought all of my Cantina aliens, and some of them were like things that I had done years and years ago. So it was kind of fun to remake all of them. So I kind of was doing a commission, but it was for me. I got to replace
You,
all
you
of
were doing a
them.
replacement commission.
Yes, yeah. So that's kind of like best case scenario where he wanted to buy a bunch of old customs and take them, dude. It was
And you're like,
fun.
fine, take the rough drafts.
Take them, yeah. He was very happy with them, and um, yeah.
I
So
mean,
I
that's got to be also some of the cases that when people see these things and respond to them, it's because that's the version that you posted up on social media and that's the one
right,
they see and the one they might spark on and respond to when they're like, no, 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 I want the one that looks like
yes,
that you posted. I want that one.
yeah.
Are there any ones that you wouldn't part with?
Um, I don't know. Probably not. I think I like money, So like, if the money's
So if
there,
someone came and went, I want your first Max Rebo.
oh yeah, 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 I would sell it. Um, some things are harder to paint than others, so I'd have to think about it more. But um, in terms of just selling something, I don't think I would say no to anything.
What's been the hardest thing to paint? And what makes it a hard thing to paint?
So small, like really small stuff. I can't do that miniature stuff. Like I really envy the vintage collection painters. I don't know how they do it. But Tristan did for me years ago the little Galaxy's Edge droids that were in the Mando movie, the little bouncy guys. Those were so hard to paint just because everything was so small and all the lines and everything like that. That when people would ask for them, I'd be like, son of a bitch. But I would do it. But now there's a pretty much official ones out that you can get on the Disney store, so I'll never have to paint those again. Um, but yeah. So there's a lot of the small stuff.
And we're talking about the BDX droids, right? The
Yes,
little.
yes.
In fact, I have one on the one of the Disney ones right there.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. Like the ones I had were the exact same size. So I have a set for the Mando movie, and I kept my old set in my Galaxy's Edge collection.
The so what then would you say is the easiest thing that you've ever had to
Oh,
tackle
dude,
that you could do in your sleep?
this baby hut, I don't even need eyes for it. I've done so many of these damn things that I can have one out in an hour tops. You know.
What have you done? Because you that's one that you have the ability to do, and as you showed, an actual scale version of it. Do you have a preference on the scales for it?
So I'm a Black Series collector, so 6 inch. Everything I do is 6 inch. If my printer can handle a life size, hell yeah. Like I've done a few creatures in life size because you can't go too big. Um, I would love like something I'll probably end up working on in the next year is I want to go garage ceiling, just buy a bunch of those like wooden crates and like cages and stuff like that. And I kind of want to make a setup
Do
out
you
in my
like a
patio.
menagerie?
Yeah, yeah, like an old bazaar, like pet store, and just put a bunch of creatures in there and stuff. I think that'd
So
be cool.
what would be the creatures that you most want to display? Like what are the ones that you want to do? Who are your favorite
Just
creatures is really what it comes down to.
anything, man. Like the wart frog or like You know, the monkey lizards are awesome. I've never painted a monkey lizard. Uh,
We're talking like Salacious Crumb. That's
oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You know,
I mean,
anything.
it seems like it's got to be something you got to tackle. Salacious Crumb
I'd love to. I've seen people do
or
customs where they like put the
Hondo's.
hair and his blue one,
Yeah,
the blue one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I have the
because we didn't
Galaxy's
get
Edge
that in
ones.
the Galaxy's Edge one is close, right? But it's not an exact match for the one that he had in
Probably
Clone
not.
Wars.
I don't know.
So, or repaints in your future. Maybe you could do
Yeah,
an actual Hondo version
that'd be
of
cool,
that.
man. Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to start on your list.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So I asked you to pick out 5 objects from your
Yeah.
collection. But what we're going to do, you're going to rank them right now.
Oh
So we're going to
boy.
go from 5 to 1.
Okay.
So the thing about this is that this is only in the moment.
Yeah.
This can change in the future, so don't feel
Okay.
any pressure about it. But know that you're building to whatever is going to be your number 1 choice.
Gotcha.
So this is no harm, no foul. The object you pick don't have to feel bad about what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Okay.
So right now, what one do you want to start with?
Let's see here. Let's go with. I love this. Was it Newt Gunray that we just did from Luke, Land Speeder Luke? This guy's awesome. Just the colors on him, and yeah, that's just an
I mean, that
awesome,
is.
awesome figure.
Now, is that another glowing ghost sculpt?
No, no. I think Luke did this one himself. Yeah, this is one of the.
He's too talented. He's really just.
What can't that man do?
It's ridiculous at
Yeah,
this point.
where's that guy?
That is. So, what is the articulation on that? Because I know
None,
he puts. So there's no. So that is
none. Just the
basically
way
that is
I
a
like
display
it.
piece.
Yes. I hate all that articulate. It's so hard to print and put together. Like, just give me a damn statue. That's my thing. Tristan will be like,
No,
"Well, what do you want?" I go, "Make it static, man. I just want let's plug the arms in. Give me some different arms. We'll call it a day."
so when you have cloth and drapery like that,
Yeah.
now is there an issue with the printing on some of
No,
that?
no.
With
This is all resin. That's all resin print. You know, it's solid resin.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is a
You
beautiful
just
piece.
it prints like that, and and then you just paint over it. And
So when that's something that you're working with, like Landspeeder Luke on that, is
yeah,
that do you do like an initial pass for you just to get it worked out, and then you do the one that's going to go off to him, or how does that normally work?
yeah. So Luke is one of my good buddies at this point. So I'll have things that he's working on. Could be months before he shows it off. He's got someone a lot better in his pocket. So he's got Fred doing all the really good things. But I get opportunities. He knows me as a little creature guy too. So like when he gets the creatures, he comes to me. Hey, can you make me them? And yeah, of course. But I absolutely do them for myself as well. Like I've had this newt for a few months now, just waiting to show people. And,
Do you ever get to that point where you're going, listen, Luke, can you just let me know when you're gonna? I
oh
really
yeah,
want people to
yeah,
see
yeah,
this thing. What do you?
yeah, yeah. He's always got other
So
stuff in his pipeline, and
so what was the
that boy's
first
always
piece you
busy.
worked on with him?
What was it? Was it the Loath Cats? I think it was the Loath Cats. The Loath Cats really took off, and that's kind of like when I got close with Luke. Um, so I think it was his Loath Cats from Ahsoka. I definitely know the kittens, the Loath kittens. I did his Ugnaughts. Um, I don't remember what else. The Boglings. I know I did the Boglings from Jedi Survivor. I did those for him.
So
But
we're
I think
talking.
the
This is about 2.5 years ago.
two and
Does
a
that
half
sound
years
right?
ago, yeah, yeah,
Time is
that was
weird.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I can't believe this guy wants my stuff in his collection.
and not the only one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the now the new Gunray is pretty recent.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you someone who your favorite thing tends to be the thing you worked on most recently?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I have some things in here that are a little older, but not very old.
Now, is that just
Yeah,
because of a skill set approach? Like you feel
I
like,
think
oh, like
so.
I'm getting better and better, so this is going to look
Yeah,
better because this is my modern skill as opposed to.
I
And
think
you've already
so.
said
Yeah.
that you don't have an extreme sentimental attachment
No,
to a
no,
lot of things. So
I did until I didn't. Now I don't really care because now when I first started, I didn't know if I could replicate what I did. Like, well, what if I do it again and it looks like crap? But now I know that I can do 10 of them all close enough.
and you've got
So I
30
think
orders waiting for it. So you got
yes, not 30, but that'd be nice. But yeah, yes,
you're getting there. More
I'm
people see that
trying.
Rada hasn't even hit home video yet. So we'll
Oh
see
my
what
gosh,
happens when that
he's
thing hits
available for
streaming.
commission, folks. Slide in these DMs. He could be yours.
Hey, Star Wars Celebration next year.
I'm looking forward. Are you going?
We'll see. I mean,
Okay.
it's a big journey,
It
uh,
is.
and things are
I'm in
not getting
Michigan, man.
any less expensive. So that's the
No.
bigger. I mean, I have plenty of friends and that out there, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't have an issue so much with that.
I
And
hope to
also,
see it, man.
I'm more for seeing the people than I don't
Yes.
really. I don't care about the panels. I don't care about any of that. It's really, I would just be happy with offsite. Hey, let's
Yeah.
go hang out and everyone
Yeah.
talk and you meet and that for
It's
me
a
is the appeal
bash,
to
dude.
conventions.
Yep.
So, I've done so many conventions in my
Yeah.
life and having to work them and do them and be guests at them. And at a certain point, like San Diego, just for me became, I'll go walk the floor once just to walk it. Sometimes because there's also friends at booths and I'll say hi. Rest of the
Yeah.
time, I'm here at this restaurant. If you want to meet up with me, I'm here. This is where I'm at. You know where to
Yeah.
find me. And that was
Yeah.
the easiest and nicest thing to do. And friends would just cycle through
For
of like,
sure.
okay. And that was, you know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And it was
I feel
so
that.
much less stress and so
Yeah.
much more enjoyable. So that would be the way that I would want to do it
Yeah.
for that. So what I'm thinking for Rada, you need to get Tristan to do a revised sculpt that is backpack ready.
Oh, yeah, I've had a lot of people asking that. A lot of people.
You
Like
need
that
the dangling
realistic
Rada. You
take.
need
Yeah. That would be
so
sweet, man.
that'll be the celebration special is having where people can have their carry Rada in their side bag.
Oh, dude, by then they'll probably show the cute little thing from what is the new movie? The Ryan Gosling movie.
Oh, Starfighter.
Starfighter. They'll probably show that off and I'll have that to
It'll
bring.
just be Ryan Gosling. You'll just have a little
Perfect.
Ryan Gosling that people can have in a side
Yeah.
bag that they'll carry
Baby
around with them.
Gosling, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's the big thing is going to be Baby Gosling.
Baby Gosling. I'll have it, folks. We'll give them away for free.
Tristan, get working. Baby
Yep.
Gosling.
Baby Gosling.
He's got a little Mickey Mouse Club jacket on. Perfect. So your first one was Nuke Gunray. So that was your number
Yep.
5 choice.
Yeah.
So what is your number 4 choice?
Let's go this one. Another Tristan. This is Glowing Ghost. So you got one of the new Gamorrean guards, from Book of Boba Fett. This is available through CB Prints. He's on Etsy, so that's an exclusive for him. But yeah, Glowing Ghost did this one, and yeah,
I mean,
I
his
just
sculpt work is amazing, but
it's
your
the
paint.
best. We got a
I mean,
little,
to work out that that naturalistic approach to capturing the shading on the makeup and
yeah.
again, your work is really nice.
I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm doing. I still feel like I'm just getting lucky.
But there's a lot of tiny little fiddly bits to get on that too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what was the hardest aspect of that to paint?
The eyes, because the eyes are so sunken in on that. The sculpt is there, but you just have to like really get in there.
And
Eyes are
what is your error correction procedure?
you just just clench your butt and hope for the best, man. You put the goggles on, and sometimes you'll have to redo your eyes, but that's all we can do is just hope for the best, man. Eyes are tough. They're so tough
Now,
getting those
do you
pupils.
work with, like you mentioned, do you work with magnification when you're doing really tight details like that?
Lately, no. I used to. Like, I have a headset next to me, but I've been doing this so much now that it's just kind of gotten easier, and I just kind of know where to paint now. Um,
You're getting that sort of awareness of
yeah,
spatial
yeah.
position to
It's funny you
know,
say it
okay,
because
well,
I was
this is
thinking
where I
about
need
that.
to,
Yeah,
this is where I need to aim.
because I always would have that headset on, and it's still here, but it's just gotten a little easier for me. That's all.
And that's also the weird thing when you're dealing with a brush or an object that you're applying that with, to figure out, okay, well, where is that going to hit on the
Yeah,
thing? Judging where that contact point is going to be,
yeah,
particularly when you deal with bristles, and those lengths are varying on that, and you don't know what part of that's going to hit first or
yeah.
bend the wrong way at the moment you don't want it to.
I go through brushes like water. People preserve theirs. I'm a maniac with mine. I beat them to hell, and then I just replace them. But it's all about you always got to get a fresh brush for those eyes. Like that's the rule.
Do you have a preferred brush that you use, or
The cheap
brand?
kind, the cheap kind. Like not the stuff at Walmart. Like Walmart has like actually really good dry brushes and stuff. But like for eyes and stuff, I don't know. Dude, I'm lucky to have like an awesome hobby store down the street, like the Michigan Toy Soldier shop here in the Detroit area, and they just have tons and tons of brushes. Sometimes I'll get the really fine ones for eyes, the ones that are like $12, but I just burn through these $3 brushes that they have, you know, different
So here,
sizes. And,
so here's what I want to do: is I want
yeah,
at Celebration next year,
yeah,
I'm just going to get you and Luke and Tristan and Frederick all in a room, and we're just going to have brushes and paints and
yeah,
models, and we're just going to have a little session
bro, that's
of
a
everyone
dream.
sitting there and
That's a
chatting.
dream. Yeah, yeah. Like I've hung out with the boys a lot, but we've never painted together. I want to watch Fred so bad.
And the good
Just
thing
like,
is, it's his home turf, so he'll have
yeah,
access. His stuff is there. It's not having to schlep it,
yeah,
across the world to London or Tokyo or someplace. It's in town. I'm
yeah.
just saying, Frederick,
Oh, dude,
it's
that'd
got
be
to happen.
awesome. Yeah, you got to get Tim in there too. Tim's toys, man. He's the master.
This is the little documentary of the Star Wars customization
Yeah,
to do. Is just
yeah.
have that lot of you just sitting in there in a room.
Yeah, I just want to learn. I'm always open to learn new stuff.
What's the sort of the technique or approach you would be most interested in seeing how they tackle it?
Fred's pastels. He does the pastels on the skin. I've tried, and it just looks terrible. It looks like someone finger painted over a toy. I don't know what he does. I don't know what kind of brushes he uses to harness those pastels. But it just adds that extra oomph.
And just get that layered look to it. That
Yeah, yeah. It just brings out the color of the skin. You know, he's
so
he's the master. He's got this whole box of pastels, and yeah,
so less than a year,
yeah,
you all could be in the same space, all
I'd love
painting
it.
stuff up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to Orlando, Fred and I, in October. We're kind of making the horror nights thing over there, like a like a tradition every year. So I'll probably see him there, but we won't have time to paint.
Well, you have time if you make time. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
tell them to bring a box of pastels and a print.
yeah. No, man, we're too busy eating pretzels and drinking all that soda there at Orlando at the Universal.
Well, you get your refillable mugs, and
Yep, use it to
and
put paint water in.
you wander through. So the now the Gamorrean Guard, how long has that
Yeah.
been? So that was not that long after
No,
Book of Boba Fett came
probably
out, right?
I'd
Like
say about
6 months within?
a year ago, but time, I don't know, man. I'm old now, so like I don't know what time is. So I think it was like a year ago. Could be longer at this point.
Now, how different did he also do a model for the second guard? Because I know they're slightly
Yeah,
different.
he's got two of them. Yeah, there's two models. So there's like one without the armor and one with armor.
And have you done both
Oh yeah,
in your time?
oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but your preference is the armored one?
Oh, the armor is awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're both great, but I just love that armor look.
And it goes back to your Jabba's palace
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
So that was your number 4 choice.
Number
So
four.
what is your number 3? So now we're getting close to number 1. So now you're gonna
Yeah.
have to start making hard judgments.
Well, heck, I got a ton of stuff over here, so this is tough. I would say this is a collab that I did with Fred, where we kind of did a what if David Bowie was in Skeleton Crew. So like we did like a pirate Bowie.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah, so we send each other stuff all the time. And one time I got a care package, and uh, there's this Bowie. I love David Bowie. He's like my favorite. Love David Bowie. And this head was in there, and I was like, "Well, shit, man, what am I going to do with this?" And Skeleton Crew was on, and I was building all the pirates, and I'm like, I could see this man being in this show, you know. Um, so he did the head, obviously, if you can see it. But yeah, he did the head, and I did the body. And there's David
Is that
Bowie.
pastel work you were talking about?
I'm telling you, dude, I don't know how he does it. Like he can just the cheekbones and everything like that. I don't. He's a madman.
Now, was that
Yeah.
a commission that he did for, or he found the Bowie head, or where did that come
Yeah, I
from?
don't know where he got the Bowie head from. I don't know if it was like a casting cave head or whatnot. But I remember him showing me it, and I was like, dude, that is awesome. And then sure enough, he sends it to me, so that was great. But I don't know.
He's a nice guy.
He's become one of my best friends. The guy is awesome.
Well, I hope everyone watching this, if they haven't seen it yet, goes and watches the Force 5 with Frederick
Yeah,
when we have a wonderful conversation.
that's how I learned about you, man. Like, was from that, and that's when I was like first just getting to know Fred and stuff, and where I was like, I can't believe these super talented people are giving me time of day, and um,
We'll see what happens when you do good work. Jeez.
oh, you just keep practicing, man. Everyone always asks me like, what's the the tip? The tip is you just don't stop. You just keep doing it. I paint all day long. It's almost a job at this point. But that's
Well,
the secret.
that's how you develop that skill base
Mm-hmm.
that you can then build on and refine. And
Practice,
I mean,
practice, practice.
can you imagine 5 years ago telling yourself what you'd be doing?
Dude, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. It's
That
it's
that you
surreal,
have
man.
you have art walking a red carpet. You have
Yeah,
your
yeah.
art walking on
It's
camera.
crazy. It's crazy, man. I get to tell my beautiful girlfriend about all this stuff, and she's so supportive. And she thought that was great. So she's friends with Fred now, and like just good time all around, man.
Well, the before we get to your top 2 choices,
Yeah.
uh, do you have any honorable mentions that were close to making lists, or you just want to
Um.
show off? And because
Yeah.
again, I think anyone watching, please go
Yeah.
just go look through Rob's Instagram account, the Toxic Collector. It's a lot of amazing work, and so all this stuff is featured. But anything that are special to you that didn't quite make the list that you just sort of want to highlight.
Yeah. I love the Noti so much, man. Like, love this little Noti. This was by a guy. His name was Imprint Condition. He quit the game, so I don't know where he's at right now. But he was one of the guys that got me really inspired. He did a lot of cool stuff. And this Noti was like one of the first things that people really noticed me for, and I sold a lot of these guys. Um, I love this little dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's so
I got this guy over here. These guys. Let's see. This one was a fun one to do. This is another new one. We got the twins here.
Oh, those are
Yeah, I
great.
love them.
Now, you print in resin, right?
These are filament.
So
So
those are
this,
PLA. Okay.
yes, yes.
I was about to
The
say
arm
you look like they
are
looked a little
resin.
light in your hand as you was like, okay, I
Yeah.
wonder if that's
Oh,
filament.
dude. When I didn't know any better, I would print things in full resin, like giant monsters. So I have things downstairs that weigh like 50 pounds, you know?
And cost a couple $100.
Oh, dude, I just didn't know any better. But yeah, this is like the the arms are resin, but yeah, the bodies themselves, that's FDM. Yeah.
Now, did you do those? Those are Book of Boba Fett era before
Yes.
Mandalorian and Grogu. So those have
But
been okay.
very
So that's
recently I
been.
did them. Yeah, that's I saw the model and I'm riding that Mando high right now. So
Do you have your ideal Jabba in your collection right now?
I just have the Black Series one. Everyone's always asked, like, have I done my own? I should. I should. But I'm one of those guys where if Black Series makes it, I'm fine with that. You know, I
I
don't.
mean, Frederick and Luke are really big on also customizing the commercial releases to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
tweak them and make them how they want them to be.
yeah.
Is that something that you also do? Do you?
No, I don't. Now, if I will buy, heads from like Fet Cologne and Nuno and the big ones. Fred sends me a ton of heads. Um, yeah, they're all going on the figure. But me myself, no. Like I don't. I just don't. No
Just
reason
because
why. No reason. I feel like the representation on my shelf is good.
that's
It's
enough.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
But are there any that you look at on your shelf and go, "Gosh, it's so
No,
close to being."
no, man. Honestly, no, because Hasbro makes a lot of stuff that is really safe. All the clone stuff. I'm not a clone guy, man. Like I don't care about clones. Um, the legend stuff and like the big main characters, they all look fine, and they're just getting better and better too. So why would I? Like this. I mean, here's one I'm actually working on right now. Um, it's Maul, but he's got his boots. He's got his boots. So this is, yeah. I guess I altered a Black Series figure. So Skylu just dropped these boots so he can be the Shadow Lord Maul, and that's just a Black Series figure with boots.
Yeah, it's kind of weird they didn't do that for the actual Shadow Lord release
Yeah, yeah.
of it.
It's just an easy remake for him, like.
It's
But I am
just
sad.
this no, just lower legs, just new lower legs. Everything
Mhm.
else could have been exactly the same.
Yep, they didn't do it. But
The
God bless
choices are
these
weird
customizers,
sometimes.
man. Yeah,
See, so you do customize commercial
sometimes,
releases.
yeah,
Uh,
sometimes.
but as far as I mean, do you look at and would you eventually do like your ideal Java? Is that something that you feel you would
Uh,
eventually get to or want to
Probably
get to?
not. Probably not. Probably not. No reason why. Maybe I wouldn't be
I mean, the one
opposed
thing
to
they
it.
haven't given us in Black Series is an actual throne. So did you do you have a custom
Yes,
throne for
yes,
yours?
yes. That I have done. Yeah. So I have quite a bit of cool stuff in my little Jabba set. One of the first things I commissioned from Fred was his Ula, and that is there. There's just a ton of stuff.
Do you have any palace creatures or characters that you don't have yet or haven't done yet?
I need to make Yak Face. I need to make Efont Man. Um,
Is there a
I would.
nice model out there for Efont Man yet?
I think so. Layered
Or
Creations has
Hermiodal? Is there
one.
a Hermiodal out there yet?
Yeah, I have one of him. It's not the best. It's kind of one of those like miniature figures blown up.
Right.
But he's in the setup. I would love the dancers, Jabba's the Max Rebo dancers from the special edition. I know Tim's Toys was working on a kit for those. I would love to have those, like the
Yeah,
Rhodian
who are you
chick.
missing out of the expanded band? I'm assuming you have a Joe Yauza.
Oh, I got them all. Yeah, yeah. We got Rappertoonie. Um, yeah, we got them all. I got all
Both of
five of them.
the drummers,
Who's the Weequay?
the Weequay drummers, yeah,
No, I don't have
the
him in
two
the
of them,
setup.
and the
No,
large drum that they're
I do have the
both.
drum. I do have a drum. I had someone commission a drum. Um, so I have the deal was like, hey, if I buy this, will you paint one for me and you? Yeah, sure. So yeah, I have the drum, just no Weequay.
So we need to finish the band, is what
We
we're
do need
saying.
to
Is
finish the
we
band. Yeah,
need to finish.
yeah. Because there's the Biff. There's like a Biff in the band too. Because I have the old Kenner figures right next to me. Like there's a Biff. There's a Rhodian.
The
There's like a
Rhodian,
Rhodian. Yeah,
and also the Rhodian and the backup singers.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking at them now. The Rhodian might be easy to do. To get a kit for that going. Now we're talking, man. Because there's plenty of Rhodian heads like Scoundrel Stock. That guy's got the best alien heads out there.
I'm saying that that needs to be the side project, is finish the band. We
Finish the
need to
band.
finish the
Hashtag
band.
finish the band. I love it.
You're so close. You're
We're
so
so
close.
close. Yeah.
And then you need to start. Then you have to get Max's new band at a Book of Boba Fett. You got to get
Oh
the droids
yeah.
and another
The
Biff.
drummer, and another Beth. Yeah. Those are easy to get though. Just head on down to
So
Ollie's.
so by what do you think? By Celebration, you'll be able to finish the band.
Yeah,
Is
let's
that
make a goal,
doable?
man. Yeah, finish the band by celebration.
Max is so alone. He needs his full band
He needs more. Yeah, he's still
for his
lonely.
induction into the Hall of Fame. He
That's
needs
right.
the full band up there. It's like Arcade Fire. The band just keeps going and going.
I love it.
So now, as far as any other honorable mentions before we move on to your top two,
I like these are brand new. You got the Amani. The Amani. So these are a commission that I just finished for someone. We have the whoop, release the release the Amani.
and who
Oh,
did those
release this.
sculpts?
That's Tristan. Going
Tristan.
Ghost.
Jeez,
Yeah.
he's too good and he's too fast.
Oh, dude, I remember messaging him. I'm like, hey, I want Amani. And he's like, well, let's wait to see what Black Series announced tomorrow. Then we'll talk. Sure enough, they didn't announce them.
Nothing.
Yeah. And 2 days
Now,
later, there
has
they
he
go.
modeled a Monomon?
No, he
Is there
hasn't.
a good Monomon model out there?
Yeah. Uze Customs, I think is his name. That dude's crazy. He makes like 150 things a month on his Patreon. He's got a really good Amon.
Is there
The
a
old
nice?
school.
Is there a good yak face out there yet?
I know there's a guy named Emmy Customs that just dropped a kit that looks doable, and I have the files, so I think it's kind of just a matter of time. But that's on the list.
So we got to hashtag finish the band.
Yeah,
Hashtag fill the barge.
yeah, I love
Hashtag.
it. Fill the barge, baby. I'd love to, but yeah, Yak Face is one I definitely. Yeah, he's one that I want pretty bad.
Any others on that list of creatures that are just that you still haven't tackled yet, or
Not
no one's
really.
done models yet that you've seen?
Not really. Like I would love an updated Sice Noodles. You know, the guy that did his. He's the guy that did his Max and updated his Max. I'd love to see him do a Psy. Redo his Psy. It's good. It's really good. But I think he could do better. Like that. That's what I would love to see. Um,
And it
and then there's
skews towards the special edition Psy, right?
kind of
That
yeah,
design.
yeah. I want something more 1983. The old Psy.
Right. Or so, I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, you really can't even do swappable pieces on that since the body shape is
Yeah,
different between the original and the special edition.
yeah,
So you have your top two.
yeah.
Do you know for sure one of them was definitely going to be your one no matter what?
I think yeah.
Or is it close?
So, I mean, this is kind of a tie, man. I mean, two. Let's just say that number two is Max Rebo. I just love this guy. This figure's awesome. He comes off, so you have his, it goes on like that. But I mean, this
And
is,
that's the model that has the swappable pieces to where you could do the legs if you wanted to do the Kenner version, right?
no, that's his first version. So his first one had the legs and a different, different organ. It wasn't like really accurate. And then he came out with this one with the speaker on it, and yeah, this thing is huge improvement. That's why I'd love to see him do a new size Noodles.
I mean, that's the one I look at, and I wish I had I at some point probably will just print out like a PLA version of that and do like the
Yeah,
crappiest paint job ever, just because I would like a large Max Rebo.
Max Rebo.
That's the one that for the longest time was like, come on, just need a Max.
I love it. I did a 1.6 Max. It's the same file, but down in the basement I have a huge, huge Max down there.
Oh, I know that Mighty Jabba's collection was doing a lot of those
Yeah, yeah.
scale up versions and painting, and really got me jealous
Oh,
of
that guy's
that.
got some good stuff. Yeah.
But you haven't yet tackled what he did, which was the 1-to-1 scale Jabba 3D print.
Oh, dude.
Have you seen that?
No, no.
Go watch his videos.
Okay.
He
Okay.
did, and this is now, gosh, 6 years ago. So this is like
How
the
do you
early
do
days
that?
of even PLA printing, and it's
Yeah.
all chopped up the model, and it's all assembling all the different sections, glued together,
Dude.
sanded, Bondo, painted. I think the ultimate mistake that he made, not mistake, it just was functional, was that he assembled it all in his basement. And
How
at
do you
that
get
point,
out?
how do you get it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Simpsons and
Yeah.
their idol that's in their basement.
It's a good problem to
Uh,
have, though, man. I got Jabba the Hutt stuck in my basement. I mean, that's
go watch his video series on it. And he was
okay.
also, if people go check out, he was a guest on a previous Force 5 as well. So a lot of discussion
Oh, very cool,
about his
man.
stuff. But yes, that was one of the things that I ran across that got me into his channel, was seeing his 1-to-1 3D print.
That
PLA
is so
3D
sick,
print
man.
of Jabba.
It has taken forever.
It is a journey, and as with the risk you run with failed prints, and also this is a much earlier time, so the printing time was longer, and the spaghettification issues and layer
Yeah,
shifts
dude.
and all that.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
imagine getting into and then just
Nightmare.
warpage. Like if
Yeah.
you're assembling chopped up panels of it,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much for that alignment not to be quite right, or a panel that's supposed to be slightly curved to have less of a curve than it needs to be, or more of a
Yeah.
curve, and having those. But the final product is just incredible for
I'm
the journey.
stoked. Yeah,
So
I'll watch it. Yeah, yeah,
it is a nice little journey through one man's delightful madness.
yeah. Man. Yeah, his account is great. Just all this random
uh,
stuff I didn't even know existed, Just he has it.
so I'm actually a little surprised, since that was the first one that you ever did, that Max
Yeah.
Rubo was narrowly edged out of
Yeah.
the number one spot. So
I have
what superseded Max?
oh boy, this guy. This guy did really well. The old the old Rancor here.
Uh
Yeah. Yeah, I love
Now
this
that's the
guy.
HasLab, right? No.
Yeah. I remember I had people inquire on commissions on this guy, and I would tell them the price, and they'd scoff, like, "Oh my god, that much!" I go, "Bro, that's $50 less than what Hasbro was charging." Like I have affordable prices.
I mean,
Yeah, I was charging less than what Hasbro wanted.
just the filament cost on that.
This is printed at like 5%, so I could do this whole thing for like $15, which isn't too shabby. Yeah.
So when did you do that?
This is probably a year ago at this point now. Probably a year ago, maybe a little less. He was really popular. I think I sold quite a bit of these guys.
And who did the original model?
dude, that's one of the ones that escaped me. He's just some dude that was on CG Trader, but he's not like someone that does a ton of stuff, or maybe he does, but just not for because his is like huge. You're supposed to print this like 3 times the size, and there's a big old base and stuff, and um, but his name is
Because that's
escaping me, which I think
basically that's now is that Black Series scale or is that more TVC scale?
it's a little small for Black Series. It's bigger than TVC, but it's literally as big as I could print. So it is what it is, big enough,
So we'll need to get someone to print you a Black
Yeah,
Series scale
yeah.
version.
We need to get sponsored, and have Bamboo send me some huge printer or something. How do you get free stuff? Like
You reach out to Bamboo and you'll say, "Hey, what do you guys think about a sponsorship?"
yeah, look at this. We need a bigger Rancor.
Yes, a
Yeah,
bigger boat and a
that's
bigger
all I'll say.
Rancor.
Yeah, with
Help
Bamboo
me.
first. We need to finish the band, and we need a
Well, if
bigger
I remember
Rancor.
correctly, even when Mighty Jabba's collection did the that print, I think some of the filament was provided by one of the companies that
Oh,
was
nice.
supporting
Okay.
the project. So,
Yeah,
hey, you know what? It never hurts to reach out and
yeah.
see, because the worst they
And that's what I've
can
heard.
say is either no or nothing. So
Yes, right.
you're right back where you were before the ask. So you
Right.
might as well reach out, and it might be something fun, particularly when you're talking about something that needs large scale and something that wouldn't want to take forever. So it's a good proof of concept for their printer and what the printer could do. So,
Yeah.
do you hear that, Bamboo?
Yeah.
Reach out.
Make my dreams come
Don't even
true,
make him
Bamboo.
reach out. You reach out to him. Reach out
Reach
to
out to me.
him. Reach out to
I'm here.
Frederick. Reach out to Landspeeder Luke.
Yeah. Give us
Start
all
supporting
Bamboos.
all these creators, because it's only going to make you all look good and
Yeah.
useful. So,
I want people mad in my comments. Like, why did he get free stuff? I want that so bad.
it'll be Frederick before he gets the
Oh, it
notification
would
that
definitely
he.
be him. He'll be the first one there. He's my biggest troll.
Unbelievable. Gosh,
I know.
special treatment this guy gets.
Yeah.
He doesn't even figured out pastels yet.
No, he's going to tell me whatever I did, the vents are wrong. Say the vents aren't right. This doesn't look accurate.
He's like, well, then you fix it, Frederick.
Yeah.
Jeez. Uh, so now that Rancor, as far as the amount of time to paint that, how many work hours you figure went into that outside of the print, just the actual painting process?
Not much, man. Like it's not as hard as it looks. Like um, probably an hour, probably an hour painting that thing. You just do a lot of brown and dry brushing and a lot of airbrushing with like different browns and um,
But then that goes
that
into
was
the skill issue, is where those things are needed, where the highlights are needed, where the
yeah,
placement is. That's where the
yeah,
eye and the skill comes in.
yeah.
Because
That just
otherwise it could.
becomes more natural, as you do this.
And do you use
But
strictly
that was
acrylics, or like what is
yeah,
your, or
yeah. Like
anything that works?
Vallejo. Like Vallejo is my brand. Like I love Vallejo stuff. Um, I'm not opposed to trying other things. I get my closet's just like full of stuff I haven't used. But I have a lot of paints. There's a lot of good stuff, but Vallejo is what I use mostly.
So without mentioning what it is,
Mhm.
uh, are you looking at with an eye shut, or are thinking about, when I say this,
Yeah.
is there something that you're working on that hasn't been announced yet, that you can't talk about, that you're really excited to be able to share and
No,
for people to see?
not really. Not really, man. Like I'm a little walloped with orders right now. Um, so I've been working. Well, here, I mean, I have. This is one that I have to get finished this week. Um, but I'm working on the Diodakin, Splash Points calls them. The little, is it Daki?
Oh, geez.
But his body that's another Tristan. But that his body's tough, man. His body's really hard to put together. That's why I'm struggling. But I have a few orders for him, and I
And
have to get them done.
Now, is that another one? So it's just fiddly as far as the intricacy of
Dude,
his.
it's my kryptonite, man. Yeah, because it's like a million pieces, all articulation, like everything that I just hate working with. And it's
You're like, give
that
me another
to me.
Newt Gunray.
Oh, dude, trust me. Like, part of me is considered messaging him and being like, "Can you just make this thing a statue for me, please?" Like, but I have a couple clients I have to make them
Yeah,
for, and I
doesn't
don't want to
affect
let
you
them
with the
down.
commissions you've already
So,
taken. So
yeah, so that's my problem now. I have to. I bought some flex resin to print his cape and stuff, so I'm like learning a bunch of new stuff for this, and I let the people know like, hey, I need some extra because I'm quick. I'm known for being really fast with my commissions. And these ones are not fast, but I let them know. I reached out, and they were cool with waiting. But I'll get it done this week. Damn it, it's time. I got to get it off my plate.
is there anything that you saw in Mando and Grogu that you haven't done yet that you really would be
Yeah,
excited to do?
and this is one that no one else would want, but it's that damn bird. With what's it, Johnny Coyne, or what's the guy's name?
Yeah,
The
the
bald
one
dude.
that's in the bird cage. Yeah, the one he
Yeah,
keeps at the that
his
you see at the
bird.
fight.
I want that bird. You know,
So no one's done that model yet.
no one has done the bird yet. I can see it coming. Maybe I'll commission it. The gator guy on the chair would be cool. I talked to Tristan about that, but we need more reference pictures. We don't know what his back looks like, you know. Um, but that would be another awesome one for the collection. But other than that, there really isn't much left in that movie. I have the little Rhodian baby, the little screaming baby.
Aren't we missing one of the Anzellans?
Oh
Didn't we
yeah,
only
yeah,
get two
yeah.
of those in Black Series?
I think yeah. Oh no, there was. Was there three of them? I think there's three in that. Was there three in the IG-12?
No, there's only two, isn't
No,
it? Yeah,
two.
because I
Okay.
have the ability, because the display I have is him holding one in each hand. So,
Yeah,
because it was two Anzellans and Grogu. So that's why you're thinking
yes.
three accessories in it.
I should have bought more of those when they were on clearance for like $3.
They're
I
probably
mean,
still at Walmart.
yeah, somewhere. No, I checked. I checked on eBay because I wanted to buy a bunch for the collection for the new movie, and they're not. I mean, they're
So
not
we're missing an
expensive.
Anzellan. We're at
We
least
need some
missing an
Inzellans.
Anzellan.
Yeah,
Uh,
painting a life
uh,
size Inzellan would be kind of fun. Maybe
so yes,
one
when are you
day.
getting on that?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Clock is ticking. You need to get on these things.
I know. I only have so much time, man. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Is there anything else that isn't Star Wars related that's on your sort of plate as far as
I would
do you
love
do any
to
other?
do. I would love to do a Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I would love to do that. Um, there might be a model out now, but I have a whole collection of everything that like NECA put out. I love Del Toro.
And if you did
Um,
that, if you paint it, he's someone who would genuinely be excited by someone painting
yeah,
his
yeah.
Frankenstein.
Oh man, I for years I've watched him, painting on Twitter and stuff like that, and um, that man is an
So invite
inspiration.
him to the celebration hang.
Oh, I like it. He'll be around,
Tell him to
right? Doesn't he live
bring a
in LA?
kit. Yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah,
in the area. This guy's got the nice little workspace. Chill out. That has
yep.
serves food and drink, so you guys
I'll
can
offer
actually
him a
relax and
baby
enjoy
hut.
it.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you come, I'll bring pizza and a baby hut. It's
Have you
all
brought the
yours.
baby? That'll be the
Yeah.
first thing he says.
Oh, I just want to walk around that dude's house, man. That guy's house
Well,
is nuts.
you have to be a little more careful than Andy Richter was.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of what my place is like, man. Everyone brings their kids over to look at all my stuff, and they're always knocking stuff off the shelves. And
And you're like, we were was very specific at the top. You're not to touch anything. You're not. You need to look at where
no,
you're
no, I'm the
walking.
opposite, man. I let these kids go wild. It's a hands-on household. I always just say, just let me know what you want to touch, and I'll get it off the shelf because they'll knock everything off around it, getting to it. But no,
I
I'm always cool with that.
mean, do you have friends and family members that ask you for pieces?
Yeah. So I'm like, I've been in the Discord for about 10 years now. Back when I was collecting Funko Pops, we met, from collecting that stuff, and we're still all good friends. And a lot of them do other things where like they do cosplay stuff. So I'll do pieces for friends and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Well,
One thing I always do, like when a friend's pet passes away, I'll paint. I'll paint, like a sculpture of their pet and send it to them and stuff like that.
that's very sweet, wonderful thing to do. I mean, and
I'm a sweet,
also
wonderful
just a
person.
nice, just well, you do amazing work.
Thanks, man.
I encourage everyone again who is watching to go follow you, the Toxic Collector, with periods in between each of the words on Instagram. Go check out all the work that you've done. It is incredible. Go watch all the videos that his work appears in of other people who have gotten. It might be on red carpets or behind the scenes or with cast, and who knows, theme parks stuff has been shown up everywhere.
I love it,
But
dude.
Rob, thank you for being on the show,
I
and
appreciate the opportunity, man.
it's just to see your work and encourage more people to check it out. And I hope you continue doing it, and that you all get to have that hang at Celebration next year.
Yeah, it's going to be a
And
good time. I hope to
and
see you.
I get to be there, just hovering over, going, "Can I have that? What
Yeah.
about that one? Can I have that one? No, okay. What about that one? No, okay."
No, man, we're all generous. Just, I got you, man. If you want something, let me know.
Well,
We're,
it's going to be. We should all get together at whatever convention, or you know what? Doesn't even need to be a convention. We all just need to
yeah,
find a way for everyone just to get together and hang
yeah,
out. Whether it be maybe at a theme park, who knows? Who knows where it may be in the future? But regardless, everyone watching, go check out the work if you have the ability to do so. Get a commission. Get your own Baby Rada, get your own Newt Gunray, get your own Nodi, whatever. From all of that, people should go check it out. But this has been a delight, and thank you for being on the show.
yeah, man. I really appreciate it. You've been awesome to talk to, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to tell my story here. And yeah, if anybody wants anything, I'm always open, and I'm happy to help. It's really special to know that I'm putting things in people's collections. It's a surreal thing. Um, it's cool,
Well,
man.
you do amazing work, and I want to thank everyone for watching. And this is the awkward part of the goodbyes, where I have to say, hey, if you enjoyed this, please consider at the baseline subscribing to the channel. Just click follow. That'd be nice. That'd be swell. If you want to see more of these, there's these. Force 5 is a show that you're watching right now. You know how this goes. I also have interviews and a show called Bit of a Chat, where I have conversations with wonderful people. I have a show called Just a Few Things, which is kind of like this show, where people have discussions about what's in their collections. It's not Star Wars specific. I have wonderful guests on that. Jason Ritter was on that recently. Trace Ball U, if you're a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000. There's a lot of guests, a lot of fun things to check out. Please consider subscribing to the channel, following the channel, liking this video. Becoming a patron on Patreon would also be super swell. At even the $1 level, you get access to all of my exclusives on there. So that'd be really nice, and that helps keeping all these things going. I've just been putting archive stuff from the over 30 years of interviews with folks that I've done. So there's that stuff is going up all the time, including new things. So, and there might be announcements soon about some convention stuff that people should keep an eye out for, and some fun things coming up. So until then, Rob, thank you again for being on the show. Toxic Collector, everyone go follow the Toxic Collector, periods in between the words, on Instagram.
Periods in
Go check
between.
all that stuff. Follow me, like, subscribe. I'm on Blue Sky, on Instagram. Go find it. I'm out there. Thanks, everyone. And awkwardly, this is the wave goodbye as I press the stop button. Bye, everybody.